I gotta say, I don't know what your opinion on this movie is because I haven't really talked about it, but I absolutely hate this fucking movie. It was terrible.
How much do you think the budget was for this film?
Guess what's so dumb about it? Because how could they not know they had a hit on their hands? And then they don't spend that much money on it, and then it makes so much money back. I mean, I'm sure the next movie's gonna have a big budget. Everybody's like, oh, you just wait till the next one.
But you're already starting on bad terms.
It did so well, it made the money, so they're just gonna keep doing what they did with it. Problem is, it's just the story. It's got nothing to do with the budget.
I don't get it. So they've already got such a great fucking story to work with. Why do they feel the need to change it?
Yeah, you'll see some people defending in the comments are like, well, I've already seen the movie done the way they did it in the game so many times. It's time to change things up. They already did it with the first movie. They did it with the animated movie. They did it when they redid the first game in Mortal Kombat 9. You know, it's time to change things. I was like, how much do you want to change things up? That whole, like, how they learned their arcana or whatever it is.
Arcana.
And their little tattoos.
That was fucking stupid.
The worst part is they just had this made-up, creative character that was very bland and boring with the worst.
Yeah. Nothing was... What was like... Did you like anything about this guy?
There's nothing likable about him.
Yeah.
I mean...
He's such a dull guy.
Yeah. Instead of Johnny Cage playing that character, they didn't want a white guy in there.
He looked pretty fucking white to me.
I know. Oh, so you're going to let Liu Kang be the hero. No. What we're going to do is we're going to get an Asian that looks white called Cole Young, the whitest name ever, with a white wife and a white kid, and he's going to be the hero. It's like, what?
Actually, I think she's Asian, the daughter.
The daughter?
I think she's Asian. She looks
wouldn't she be like a quarter Asian then? Because he's half,
yeah.
And then the wife's full, so...
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, everything was so dumb. The main character, like, they give him literal plot armor to get through it.
That armor looks so stupid.
Even the people who like this movie do not like Cole Young.
I mean, he's just a very boring guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing to like about it.
I mean, I see him on Twitter. He's like, he's ready to start representing Asian actors and get Asian actors out there.
Oh my god.
I was like, dude, you were literally the worst part of the movie. And you were the least Asian part of the movie. And I don't know why they needed him. Like, Sony and Jax are people from our world going into the tournament. That's enough of a POV character. I don't need this guy. This movie is supposed to be like they're trying to sabotage the tournament by killing the fighters before the tournament starts. Tournament starts.
So the next movie, Mortal Kombat 2, is not going to be Mortal Kombat 2. It's going to be like what Mortal Kombat 1 should have been.
They're doing their own thing. This is like they got their own storyline going on with it. So it's just all over the place. You know, I don't get Cole Young. Like, why is Cole Young a fighter who fights for $200 whenever you need to, and he lives like in some like
Trailer house.
I don't know. He's supposed to live in some trailer house, but he has no drug habit. No bad habits. He's got a girlfriend and a wife or a kid. It's just like this character doesn't make any sense. Like, who wrote this character? This is like a 12-year-old's idea of what like being a washed-up MMA fighter is. Like everybody looks very clean cut, and then like, oh, we can't have Johnny Cage. He's too funny, and Kano's funny, so we can't have two funny characters. I was like, well, I don't think Kano's that funny. Some people are like,
just kind of a dick, an asshole.
Kano's like, they stole the movie. I was like, I don't know. I never laughed at it, but
he had a few funny lines. I like when he's like, he found out he could shoot a laser out of his eye, which is fucking stupid the way the Arcana shit. But anyway, oh, a fucking laser is better than a fireball, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, and the way he gets his lasers, like, so before he had a robot eye, and then he shot a laser out of it. This one, he has the laser power, and then if they bring him back in the sequel, he'll have like a robot part because he got this. Spoiler, stabbed in the eye. People are like, don't complain because it took us 20 years to get this movie. So I don't want to wait another... It's like, you waited 20 years to get this. I think you should complain. They're going to keep making this.
Yeah. The problem is people that like this shit, they're going to like promote the fuck out of it and actually like it. That's going to make... You're going to make more bad movies.
Well, the people who like this movie are like the people who love like all those little DC animated movies, those little shitty movies. One thing I've learned about people that defend this movie, the worse the grammar, the more they love this movie. It's just like they spell Liu Kang, L-O-U. Everything's lowercase. Now, am I saying that if you like this movie, you're dumb? Yes, I'm saying that. And like, could you imagine, like, my dream for a Mortal Kombat movie, could you imagine how cool this would be? This made-up character with this weird armor power cut off Goro's arm and stabbed him. That's what I want in a movie.
That's homosexual.
That's what I want in a movie.
That's what I don't understand about Cole. Okay, so he gets his ass beat in an MMA fight in the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
Then he could beat Goro.
A guy who
like a day later, he beats Goro.
He can't even beat up humans, and now he could beat up anybody from any universe, any world.
Well, hold on. So the order of the movie is he loses to some random dude in MMA.
Yeah.
Fight.
Get that guy. That guy needs to save the world. He's a better fighter than Cole.
Then he kills Goro.
Yeah.
Then he gets in a fight with Melina, and he can't defeat Melina. He needs Sonya's help.
How come Sonya can kill people with one hit? Why can't Liu Kang kill with one hit? And Melina's whole thing is she's like beautiful, but then she unveils a face, but she's got the sharp teeth. And then in this movie, she's just got like fucked up teeth, and they always show it with some blood she doesn't wipe off, and then she can open up her jaw wider. It's just like, what? And then like characters just come in and get killed quickly, like Natara and
why even
Reptile, and then Scorpion. He waits like eternity for revenge because they moved it where Scorpion and Sub-Zero are from a different era in this movie. For some reason, Sub-Zero is still alive. It doesn't like to be called Bihan. And then Scorpion waits forever for revenge, and he still can't beat Sub-Zero. He needs Cole's help.
Yes. Can you imagine all that time you spend in hell, plotting, waiting to get your revenge, that you still cannot defeat the guy? You need somebody's help.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, I don't want Scorpion beating Sub-Zero. I don't want Liu Kang beating Goro. I want Cole Young beating all these guys. That's what I want.
Good job on making Sub-Zero appear as a badass.
Yeah, they learned how to make one character threatening.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, they did not do that with Goro.
No. Yeah. And, but I don't get like Goro and Reptile the entire time they're like fucking around. There's like tossing them, hitting them. It's like, go for the kill. What are you doing?
It's just like they had to. That's like filler for a fight. They had to keep the fight going. Like it's like, oh, I gotta think the hero's gonna lose because he's getting thrown. It's like I've never thought somebody's gonna die from a throw.
No, it's just so stupid.
He threw him. What the? Liu Kang's supposed to be the hero in all the Mortal Kombat games that I
what is wrong with
this one, he's just like a background NPC character that teaches you how to beat first level.
I like the guy they chose. He fits the part. Like physically, he looks pretty good for a fighter. He's really in shape.
Nobody's gonna beat the original Liu Kang actor, but he's all right. Kung Lao, the guy can move around well and he acted well enough. It's just whenever you try to look tough, he always looks kind of like a nerd in cosplay. I don't know why he just came off that way for me, but he did what he could. They did a lot with Kung Lao. He was done pretty well. I would say the things they did pretty well were like the look of Liu Kang. Kung Lao was done pretty well. Cabal, I thought, was done well.
Yeah, Cabal was alright. Yeah,
and
he looked really cool.
Yeah, at least he had some kind of personality to him. He went from Latino to like Italian in this. He sounded like a Italian. Hey, let me tell you something. This guy, you're gonna love this guy. I'm like, all right, but I thought he was done well. I would give that. And then some of the backgrounds. I mean, the choreography for a lot of it was done pretty decently. It was okay, but it never really felt like anybody was getting hurt or like threatened at all or into gore and stuff. Some people were like, I like they had gore in this one. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's like the least important thing to me about Mortal Kombat, even though that was a selling point when I was like in 10th grade, 5th grade. But,
yeah, like 1993.
Yeah, but as a little kid, that was fascinating. I guess if you're still a grown child, like most of the people defending the movie in the comments, I guess that's what you really wanted out of the movie. And how did like Cole Young become like, oh, now he's leading everybody? It's like,
that was another thing that's so stupid. He's like the wusses. The weakest link of the team.
Sonya and Jax, I know you guys are strategic special forces military people. Raiden, I know you're a thunder god. Liu Kang, I know you've been training under the Shaolin for a long time. But listen to this guy. He knows what's going on. He knew the least of anybody, but he's got it figured out.
He's got plot armor.
He's the chosen. He's the chosen one. He got invited to a tattoo. It's like they Harry Pottered their way into this movie. Like everybody's got like destiny. Like he's got the dragon symbol. Birthmark.
Yeah, but like he's got that daughter in his corner to tell him the good advice, like uppercut.
Uppercut! It was so dumb, man.
They really got Goro, man.
That was like, I think I cringed harder at that part of the movie than any part of the movie. And then that cheap superhero music they kept looping through the movie, it sounded like something like they bought off of one of those like websites where you can buy 40 downloads of music to use wherever. It sounded like something you would use for like your fan film or something.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the
Just fuck? Generic shit.
It was so generic, man. They kept using that over and over. Raiden, the 7-foot thunder god, came off like a little midget guy. Yeah, Shang Tsung never morphed in this at all. That's kind of his thing.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Shang Tsung was just always like around, never really did anything.
How come they gave him and Melina like those cheesy effects on the voice? It was never like a normal voice. It always had like some kind of like delayed or bass tone attitude.
I mean, Melina doesn't mean anything without katana. You have to have katana for Melina even have any relevance because she's like the evil clone. We came into Mortal Kombat not knowing anything. Melina's just like some crazy bitch with size. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Goro. If you don't know anything about Mortal Kombat, Goro is just some four-armed henchman.
Yeah.
And Goro, like, he looks more like Goro in these games. He doesn't look as ridiculous, but at the same time, it doesn't look like it's part of the movie. It looks like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like when you got these animated characters right next to real-life people moving around.
Yeah.
Like, it looked about that believable.
Yeah, they did Goro wrong, man. He's like, they make him just kind of like a big brute. No. I'll tell you who did it worse. Raiko. They really messed Raiko. He didn't say one word. The entire time.
No, yeah, it was so.
I mean,
Raiko's one of my favorite characters. That was so far off from what I see Raiko is. I didn't even count that. It's like I can't even get offended. It's like that's not even Raiko. That's like his name, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Raiko supposed to be like some like very intelligent guy, high ranking, and instead he's just like General Raiko. It's just some big dumb brute dude.
They have like an excuse, like they're changing it up. They're making.
Okay, well I guess anything goes then.
That's not what I want to see a live action Mortal Kombat. I want to see live action Mortal Kombat to see live action of what I know. I don't want to see live action of something that's not even Mortal Kombat. They share the name, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like that's Rain. He's not wearing a mask, and he's barely wearing any purple. He's just wearing a purple polo shirt. They're changing it up. And I hate whenever I get annoyed by it, and he's like, oh, look at this idiot. Apparently he wanted Citizen Kane. Yeah, I wanted Citizen Kane. First of all, most of these people saying, I want to see Citizen Kane, have never seen the fucking movie Citizen Kane. They just know it's supposed to be some good movie. Mm-hmm. It's like when somebody says, no shit, Sherlock. I guarantee you they've never read Sherlock Holmes. They've never read the works of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. But nevertheless, it's like they expect, it's like, oh, you wanted something like good from a video game action movie about gore, you should calm down.
Should we not expect that?
No, it's like saying, it's like complaining about Jaws 3. It'd be like, it's a movie about a shark. Okay? Calm down. What were you expecting? Jaws 1? Oh, you didn't like Jurassic World? It's a movie about dinosaurs. Okay? What were you expecting? Something great like Jurassic Park? You know, it's
okay. Lord of the Rings had a good story, and it's.
I don't think you're getting the joke I'm saying. Like, you're saying, like, oh, you don't like this movie about a shark? Oh, what's it supposed to be? And then they reference a movie that is a good movie about the same thing. So you can do a good version.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Over the head.
You probably like Annihilation.
Oh, yeah, everybody's always like, you sound like one of those people that like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Is it possible I don't like either? Could that be possible? Can they both suck for different reasons? At least if you watch Annihilation, you'll laugh and have a good time. And they respected the lore a little bit better. Like, they made it more convoluted than before. Now people like watching this movie are asking like the fans who they came with there. So every girl that went there with their boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So is Cole Young one of your favorite characters to use? He's like, no, he's not a real character. Oh, okay. So that's how it works. Like every character has to get their arcana. Wait, no, that's not in the game either. Oh, okay. But then every character who gets the little symbol, they get to be in the no. They made that up for the movie. Well, what the fuck is part of the game? Dude, none of that was necessary. They made it so convoluted.
Jax pretty much gets killed by Sub-Zero, it seems like, right? He fucking takes
gets thrown down that thing. I guess somebody found him down there.
Yeah, and it's how convenient. He's brought back all the way to where...
He texted somebody with his nose to come pick him up out of the basement.
Wherever that temple's supposed to be, it looks like it's just outshot
in
Arizona. But like I guess it's supposed to be like in the Middle East or somewhere in Asia. But he's there, and he hasn't woken up since. They got him there.
Yeah.
Maybe Raiden, whatever, but they don't explain it. How convenient is it that Jax is there?
Well, let's say Raiden teleported him there, right?
Okay.
Now, the people who are putting the robot arms on him, not the U.S. military or our government, it's these monks.
Mm-hmm. Out in the middle of nowhere.
And then his arcana is like, his arms get really big. That was so stupid. How could you not laugh at how dumb that part was? And then people are like, no, it was his destiny to lose his arms to get Arcana to build big. Oh, really? Is that how it worked? You got it all figured out there?
There's so many fill in the blanks in this movie. And like, what is going on with Sonya? Like, okay, Melina is about to kill Sonya, and it's like, oh, hey, you're not a champion. Never mind, I'm not going to kill you. So Melina has some type of honor where it's got to be like, whatever, spare me.
It's that James Bond thing where I could kill you right now, but I'm going to tell you my plans. And
yeah, because that's so Melina. Kano finishes her just about, and blows that statue's arm off and falls, but it falls just perfectly on top of her to where it pins her down. It doesn't even harm her at all.
Like I said, this is for people who like to watch,
nothing goes wrong, happy.
Animated DC movies. Now they're talking about they want to get The Miz to play Johnny Cage. People are saying that. I was like, why would you want him? Like, Johnny Cage is more funny and likable than he is douchey, okay? So the ratio. The Miz is way more douchey and asshole than any kind of likability. That's why he's always been a bad guy. People have never liked this guy. Usually, after a long enough time playing the bad guy, like The Rock, after a year or two, was the most popular good guy. Stone Cold, in like 6 months, became a good guy because they were so likable as bad guys, they became this. But that's never happened to The Miz for the last, I don't know how long he's been doing it, like 15 years. He's always been a bad guy. Nobody likes this guy. You want him to play Johnny Cage. Did you see his work in the Marine 3 and say, this is a guy I'd like to star in this franchise? Let's throw my hat in the ring while we're at it. I mean, I'm just as qualified at this point.
Like, they killed way too many characters for this.
They're gonna bring them all back. They already made the characters disappear. My champions will be back, or something like that.
Yeah, he said something like that at the end.
Yeah, they'll all be back.
He's gonna bring an army this time. The Outworld looked cool, but I like how they go to the pit, but then like, they don't even use the pit. How are you going to go to the pit and not use a fatality at the pit? What the hell?
It was such a tease. I'm so unhappy that it did so well. I mean, they get rid of the producer they currently have and be like, people that really want to see something done with this movie, we just need to do a better job of it. So we have the IP, we just don't have the creative. People treat video game movies like they used to treat comic book movies. And one day, video game movies will be respected, and they will be like the current comic movies, but today is not that day. But I like this whole idea, like, we can't introduce as many characters. We need Cole Young. That's like saying, hey, look, I know we have this new X-Men movie coming out. Mm-hmm. Can we get Cole Young in this? This new Fantastic Four movie that's coming out, we're rebooting it. Can we get Cole Young to come in and he can like learn about the Fantastic Four and he could be the ultimate hero? Yeah. What if they did that with the original Avengers? Like, they had Cole Young as the main guy beating up Thanos and the Avengers were in the background. Like, that's pretty much what they did. If you were a Mortal Kombat fan, think about how annoyed Avengers and X-Men and all these people would have been if you had like a Cole Young guy introduced and doing all that shit. That's how I feel as a Mortal Kombat fan. You would feel as a comic book fan when they fuck up your movies and they change everything around and they do that kind of stuff. That's how I feel as a Mortal Kombat fan. Now I know it's my fault. I should not have become a fan of a video game storyline that's based off of fatalities and all that crap. I shouldn't have done it. That's my fault. I can't help what I was attracted to, okay? That's like when you're attracted to toxic women, okay? At least I'm self-admitted, so I'm self-aware. But I still, that's why I'm saying I don't even have that high of expectations. I just wanted this. This is all I wanted. But you came down here, all right? You couldn't have done this. I would have been okay. This would have been more than amazing. I would have been a hyper fan. I would have bought like every like legendary box set and all like the extra merchandise you're selling, like in a worse adult nerd than I already am. But you couldn't have done that. No, you had to do this. All right. And for that, I gave you one of these. And I don't do that all the time. All right.
He does it.
What would you give that out of a 10?
Oh man. 3.
3?
Yeah.
I give that.
That's being generous.
Yeah, I'm gonna be generous on this one too. I'm gonna give it a big fat 0. By generous, I could have got negative, but you know what? I'm not gonna go negative. I want to go negative, but I'm not gonna go negative. I'm gonna give it a 0.
You're talking about at 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a 10. So you liked it way more than I did.
Yeah.
You watched it 3 times.
I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's all your notes. I watched it once. I'm not watching that again.
Yeah.
If you hate me because of this, thumbs down the video, flag it, comment how much you hate me, take personal jabs, how you don't like the way I look or my voice or something. Do all these things. If you do like what we have to say, spread the message. We're going to take down this studio. We're going to destroy it. It starts with one video. We can do this, guys. We can make an entire new Mortal Kombat. I think I will make like a Mortal Kombat fan film or something just to show I can do better with no budget.
Yeah, animation.
Yeah, so that's the review, and yeah,
that's it.
We'll be back with more reviews ranting about shit we hate.